بالسلايدات ما شاء الله.
لا سجل ولا ما سجلش؟
السلايد يكتب
يعني ما سجلش.
مش قال لك 3 2 1؟
تسجيل سجل.
ما عملت تسجيل.
تسجيل.
هي
تسجيل خطير. سحنا.
حمل المادة.
دكتور فيري, did you upload the presentation? Did you upload? Yeah, he did. سألتني حمل السلايدات. حملهم.
عمل كونفيرم لقيتها. طب يرجع تاني يحملها.
Okay, would you please reload it again, re-upload it again? Okay, thank you.
لا استنوا على الشهادات شوي بس.
لا الشهادة بين معنا ساعتين بالمحاضرة.
بس يكون شيء يزبط.
نقطع شهادة بدون محاضرة. لازم محاضرة.
بس أول شيء يزبط كل شيء الأمور تمشي وبعدين.
الأمور ماشي كويس بس دائما سبحان الله لازم بعض الأشياء الصغيرة.
هو الأشياء الإلكترونية إلا فيها.
يعني اليوم البداية ممتازة بس الآن يعني هناك تكلمنا مع فويس بالكمبيوتر هناك كله تمام.
كله تمام. لا وهلا كمان بيكمل إن شاء الله.
يلا بعين الله.
لأنه شوف هلا لما نعمل هيك مبين إنه هو الموديل خلص هو
حيعملها ري أبلود.
هي المفروض على طول بس تعمل ري أبلود على طول تروح تقفل عنده وتظهر عنا وعنا.
شكرا يا أخي. صح. تفضل.
لازم هو بيظهر عنده وهي بتقفل عنده وبترجع تفتح الشاشة.
ده مش حملها وشفنا تجربة ولا
حمل
لا مش هم قصدي الفكرة انه حمل يعني. مش هم بشو المادة يعني.
انا بتهيألي ان هي لسه بتعمل داونلود عنده يعني لسه بتتحمل.
هو حملها قبل بس حكينا له عيدة. blank or whiteboard. يحمله ولا
هو المادة تحمل من عنده.
لازم هو بيظهر عنده مبين عنده انه خلص يحمل او لا.
لا ما هو حكى من اول حمل المادة. كده رايح يحمل. بس ان شاء الله عادي يكون.
بس بالظبط.
لازم تقفل عنده يعني انا لما بحمل اي شيء عندي بقفل وبعدين برجع بدخلني على البرنامج.
الله يسلمك.
Okay, now it's okay.
Now right on
Yeah.
the nose.
Just a few minutes and we will start. Few minutes and we start.
It's perfectly alright.
Yes, okay,
You
thank
tell
you.
me, Captain, when to start.
Yeah, okay.
اوكي احسن.
Yes, okay. We are.
Thank you very much, honey.
ثانك
You are an angel.
بقول لك أنت أنجل.
انت ملاك مش
يا
لا شيلي انا هي عن ملاك يا عم.
كلكم أنجل بسيط.
لا يعني لا بقول لك انت بقول لك ايه بقى يا عم ايوه.
هو كل واحد بيعمل له حاجة كويسة بحكي له أنجل. نوعا ما تشجيع يعني.
صحيح.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله. حالك يا
But it's not there. Formal, yes.
بس بقول لك ليش رجعت الصفحه البيضاء؟ لا هو قاعد بجنبه.
أنا واحد من الناس.
شوي 5 دقايق كده نبدأ بنجمع.
عشان الناس ما بتيجي 11 بالضبط يعني. يعني احنا 11
هذا مشكلته معنا، وصل نبدأ على الميعاد.
صح.
لازم يكون اون تايم، لازم تعمل الوقت. دكتور جيفري اسمه؟ ممكن المحاضرة دكتور جيفري اسمه؟
Sorry, okay.
ممكن شو رايك يعني تعملي مقدمة على دكتور فيري؟ نبدأ وبعدين بيحضر ناس معلومات نبدأ نعمل مقدمة عنه.
بس
حابة أقرأها أنا وتقرأيها أنت؟
لا أنت بدك تقرأ لو أنا كان
مش مشكلة.
أوكي.
يلا ترحيبية مرحبا دكتور فيري.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أهلا وسهلا فيكم. أهلا وسهلا فيكم في شركة ميناء. اليوم سعيدة جدا إنه حنكون مع بعض في لقاء ثاني بنعمله عبر منصة ليدز اكاديمي. اللقاء الأول كان مع المدرب العالمي سامبو، وكان لقاء كتير عظيم بيتعلق بالجودة بالنسبة للمختبرات. اليوم لقائنا مع البرفسور جيفري، وراح يكون ان شاء الله عن التخطيط الاستراتيجي كبدايه، يعني راح يحكي لنا عن التخطيط الاستراتيجي، لكن راح يستعرض ان شاء الله كمان عدد من الدورات اللي هو ان شاء الله حيقوم فيها دورات بتتعلق يعني دورات متكامله حتكون ان شاء الله في المرحله القادمه، لكن هذا لقاء تعريفي علشان الناس انها هي تبدا انها تتعرف عليه. بدي أشكر الدكتور سليمان لأنه هو عرفنا على هذه الجهات في التعامل معها، وأضاف لنا بداية خبرة كبيرة. جيد جدا وشيء جميل إنه إحنا من غزة نطلق مثل هذه المستويات من التدريب، هذا شيء الحمد لله رائع. بدي أترك للدكتور سليمان إنه هو يعرفنا البرفسور جيفري عشان البروفيسور يبدأ باللقاء. تفضل.
أوكي. السلام عليكم. حتكلم بالانجليزي عشان الدكتور فيري يسمع وخليكم اللقاء. We are introducing you Dr. Fairy. We'll talk in English يعني. Okay. I would like to welcome you for this presentation on strategic planning by Professor Fairy. Professor Fairy is the Vice Dean of King Center for Professional Development. This center is located in United Arab Emirates, and we introduce many diplomas in collaboration with the American University at Ras Al Khaimah, which is accredited by the United States Accreditation Center. We have diplomas in health administration, quality management, and healthcare accreditation. We have diplomas in risk management also. We have diploma on infection control. We have diploma on patient safety. We have diploma in medical law for lawyers. And we have diploma in accounting also. All these the diploma is called professional diploma. It's issued by the American University at Ras Al Khaimah. At the same time, we have master degree program in project management and health administration and marketing. And this program is administered by the Swiss Business School. And hopefully, by the time we will do these projects here, and we are giving a special consideration for Gaza people. Today, Dr. Fairy talked with the Dean of the Studies and the university there. By the way, Dr. Dean is member of the Swiss Business School faculty, and also at the same time he is member of the American University faculty. And he is conducting different courses for people in Saudi Arabia. I worked with him there for about 13 years. We conducted many courses there, and many people attended. At the same time, he is conducting these courses in Bahrain, and many people are attending from the Gulf, from Bahrain, from India, from Africa. They are attending with Dr. Fairy, and maybe every year they are graduating more than 1,000 graduates. And these robes which you wear yesterday It was the sample was taken from their graduation ceremony in UAE there, and hopefully one day Dr. Fairy will be able to visit us in Gaza here because he is Scotland man. He can come, and I hope that you will get benefit. And now we will leave the stage for Dr. Fairy to speak. Dr. Fairy, it's your time now to talk with the people here.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Fine. Okay. So let me start by saying hello to everybody, and I would thank all of you for coming to this course, particularly Dr. May and my friend Mr. Al-Hadi Abdul-Hadi, who old friend, he is not old, but our friendship is quite old. We have conducted many courses, more than 20 diplomas, and one master's and one executive diploma in Saudi, in Dammam, in Jeddah, as well as Riyadh. I am grateful to Dr. May and Mr. Suleiman for giving me this opportunity to be with you today. And we are going to talk about an introduction to strategic management today. Just let me start with this photo. This slide is basically all soldiers, all generals around the table with some civilians, and they are discussing many things while we are not soldiers, and we are going to talk about strategic management. Therefore, it should be a reason why we have chosen this slide to start with. We'll define strategic management and strategy, and we would have a look at the origin of the word. Then we'll find out what is the strategy involving and the pioneers of the strategic management, plus the strategic management path in the modern time and in the old time. Because as the time passes by, we definitely see changes in everything, including the strategic management. Then we'll have a quick look at the strategic processes and try to get at the bottom of the issue. The word strategy is basically a military word. Before the Second World War, we had no strategy in the civilian life, and after the Second World War, we started to gradually learn two important developments after the Second World War. One was introduction of quality into every walks of life, and also strategy and strategic management penetrated to businesses, to healthcare, to education, to space, industries, and also to education. So let's start with a simple definition for strategy. Before we go to this, we know that strategy is a marriage of stratus and ageing. In other words, it means the art of generals or deployment of soldiers. That is how strategy started. So let's start with this simple national strategy, which says that the art and the science of conducting military campaign or maneuvering an army. And this is a very simple, very traditional, and very old definition of the strategy. We call it art and the science for two main reasons. During the warfare and during the wartime, we need to understand the psychology and also have science. Those days, psychology was a part of science. Now, because of neuroscience and neurobiology, gradually psychology was detached from art, and it is a proper science. This is a very judicial way of defining the strategy. There are other definitions, and at the end I will tell you which one is preferred to be learned. A strategy is what top management does, and it is of great importance to the organization. In this definition, there is only one important point that we have to realize, because it really doesn't say a lot about strategy. It says that is what top management does. Top management in any organization implements and also does many things. Which one of them is strategy? So from here, we can learn that strategy is not the job of juniors. In other words, we have to think of the strategy as a job for juniors and for seniors, and juniors will follow. The second definition is laying stress on other words, like a strategy refers to basic directional decisions that leads to purposes and the mission. In here, we manage it into other words, in other definitions, we look at it, we say it's a basic directional decision. So it's a very important job of the executives. These two definitions I would like to take it today, and that is one by Professor Steiner, who says a strategy answers the question, what should the organization be doing? This is a very crunched, very up to the mark, and very defined, very crystal clearly defined definition. What should the organization be doing? In other words, this is a blueprint for success. We want to survive in this turbulent world these days. This definition is, although there are only a few words in it, about 5 words, but it says a lot to us. The second one is also similar to the definition of Professor Steiner. It says the strategy, what do you want to do? In other words, whatever we want to do, we cannot just start haphazardly and do it without a plan. Therefore, the strategy is the future. If I want to put it later, we'll talk about vision. If I want to put it in the framework of vision, it is actually the second layer after developing our vision. So, therefore, a strategy is what you want to do. And think of that, it's very deep, very clear, and you tell us that a blueprint for the future. Just a few things about jigsaw, which is a very key thing, but it's very helpful here. We have to think of a strategy as a holistic thing. In other words, it's a big picture. In America, they call it helicopter view. In Britain, they call it the bird's eye view, which is, I prefer the second one, basically. So, the strategy will tell us what is a strategy and what is not a strategy. because the definition of a strategy is very broad. You have to be able to put it within some frameworks. If we do not put it in some frameworks, we will basically lose the trend. This is an eagle. This eagle is over the London Bridge. If you can clearly see here that there is a bird's eye view. When eagle goes up and flies, then he can see everything in one package. That is exactly the job of our executives. They have to go up to the air and see the whole picture, not the whole picture of now. We see the picture of now, but we are aiming at the future. Therefore, the strategy is what we want to do. So, another thing, due to the comprehensive definition of a strategy that we did, we have to know that what is our boundaries, because if we leave it loose, we may not reach anywhere. Therefore, while the strategy is a holistic thing, and it is a big picture, it is a helicopter view, or it's a bird's eye view, which is basically done and followed by the seniors, by the executives. They should put some boundaries. Because of this, and the nature of the strategy, which is very expensive, so we have to draw our boundary so that we know that we are and we're finished. Let's have a look at the historical points of a strategy. This handsome gentleman is called Sun Tzu. He was a general in the Chinese army about 250 years ago. This book beside him is called The Art of War. This is what he wrote about 1,500 years ago regarding strategy. Because he was a soldier and he was a successful soldier, he wrote this book. And this book is a very important document for us. It has been translated in 23 languages, including English, and most probably Arabic, but it's better to read it in English because it has been translated by a strategist himself, and it can be found in different volumes, different sizes, and basically different shape. It can be found at a pocket book, it can be at a hardcover, and so on and so forth. And the parts is more expensive. This is the thought of a man about strategy 25 centuries ago. We should, okay, when we read it, we may not, some part of that may not be really matching with the present time, but not to know that everything makes it mean within the basic space and time of when it was generated. Right. This strategy was used by the army, by soldiers, and after the World War, which started on the 1st of September 1939, it was September 2nd, 1944, we used a strategy, and I'm sure that most of you are very familiar with the strategies of so Winston Churchill during the Second World War, because he was trained as a soldier first, and then gradually turned out to be a politician. For a while he was an academic, but most of his time was spent on developing strategies for partly for the world during the Second World War, and quite a good number of years for Britain. So what was the end result of this strategies development? It was a huge number of losses. I'm not talking about the loss due to the influenza, the silent influenza after the Second World War, particularly those who are in healthcare, they know this, but the result of civilian death was 70 million to 85 million while with the strategy. So after this, because the strategy that was used against the German army was very successful, the civilian leaders, particularly the politicians, they started to think that why shouldn't we strategy? We can frame it, we can put it into new context, and then use it for the betterment of our organizations. So the result of the Second World War, the financial cost is here. Basically, Italy, Britain, Japan, Soviet Union of those days. Some of you in the audience may, I'm sure, remember Soviet Union and Germany and then the United States. When you look at the amount of loss, it was a huge amount of money. Some of them you cannot easily read because it goes to trillions. And that was the result of a successful strategy. Imagine if we did not have a strategy in the military life those days, what would have happened? So, after this, civilians and generals got together, they started to think, and they started to discuss the possibility of use of a strategy in business. That was immediately after the war, and the idea was welcomed by the army and also by senior leaders of the world. So after this, Hitler answered. He was a mathematician. He was the guru of strategic management. Ladies and gentlemen, the word guru was used, is frequently used in quality, and that is somebody who is not only a professor, somebody who is not the one who knows the inside out of the business, the one who is highly qualified. Rather, a guru is a person who has a fatherly feeling about people working with him or her, and in addition to the knowledge he transfers and just pumps knowledge to the head of others, he also is helping ethically and morally to train people for the purpose. We had many gurus in our quality. We have now the use guru for other sciences. For example, this kind of Einstein was a mathematician and physicist, and through mathematics and physics and engineering he went to a strategy. Just one little point I want to bring to your attention, and that is the fact that almost all gurus have not studied the science they are guru of. Example, I answered how to study strategy management. Deming did not study politics, and Ishikawa did not study health quality. But basically, they were engineers, they were physicists, and then they turned out to be strategists. So for this reason, Ido Ansel is the first guru or the father of strategic management. Although he never studied strategy, after the Second World War, he, for the first time, he wrote a book called, his book was called Corporate Strategy. That was the very first book. Now there are thousands and over 100,000 books with the title of a strategy. But his book is still readable because it was the first book. You can buy it through Amazon maybe for a couple of dollars, and then maybe $500 for the shipping, and you can read and enjoy it. So, I answered is dead. But the leading guru of the strategy is Henry Mintzberg. Henry Mintzberg is a Canadian academic, and he has developed 10 schools of strategy that we will discuss it later today, and we look at a couple of examples from his work so that we know what is important to learn about strategy. The strategy is an ocean actually. I'm just trying within 2 hours, I'm trying to scratch the surface because it's a very, very huge topic, and just we are going to introduce it to the audience. So, Henry Mintzberg and his just 10 schools of strategy. He is looking at the strategy as 5 P's. We have not entered the strategy management. We are not still talking about strategy planning. We are not talking about strategy processes. We are just talking about strategy itself. It says a strategy should be 5 P's. One is a plan, one is a goal, one is a path, and one is position and perspective. That is how he looks at the past and he solves to relevant things. So these are the 5 P's of Henry Mintzberg, and I just explained it briefly. Right, what is a strategy as a plan? All of us know that if you are in manufacturing business, or we are in healthcare business, or in education, we cannot just start working because the result will be a nightmare. Therefore, we have to have a very deliberate plan, which we call it a strategy plan. So in the definition, he says a strategy is an intended course of actions. You have to knowingly, consciously know that you are developing a plan. You have to have it available to yourself and to your colleagues, and then you have to follow it. As soon as a strategy is developed and approved, you have to look at it like a very holy statement. Having said that, because we are human, we make mistakes and then the environment changes. This plan can be changed, but not changed based on the decision of 1 or 2 people. A board sit and decide that the plan is no longer functional because of the changes. Just I'll give you an example. A few months ago, or last year, Saudi Arabia decided to make basically driving a sort of a skill for ladies too. So this strategy for many organizations is very, very important, because then if you want to have, for example, a hospital, you have to think of expansion of parking and many other things. So this is, when you look at it as a plan, must change whenever needed. And now VAT, the tax practice in the GCC countries, that is something which is imposed, and leaders have to decide if the active action, and most probably they have to do a proactive action, not a reactive action, because the strategy is going to become good shape and make the organization second. For that reason, have to preempt, not react. So strategy as a plan is about values and knowing you change what has planned. The second thing is actually develop the organizational strategy in advance and thinking of that frequently. So a plan is something which was basically done with knowledge, with skill, how to do it before and whenever needed by the seniors, and have to sit down and give their evidence and piece of evidence that they have collected to change the way they have worked for in the past. The strategy as a ploy, just I have put here as a trick, not always ethical, because sometimes if you look at as a ploy, you have to maneuver to knock one of the competitors off. But I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, this is what is happening. A competitor basically has to be taken out of business. So the competitor organization can go on. That's why I put it not always ethical. For example, if you have a competitor, you have a hospital which is competing with you, you bring down, because you are stronger, you bring down the prices, and also you say if somebody just was seen in this hospital once, if one of the relatives, the first relatives, reached 65, they can be taken off for free. So these kind of things on a law is not really too much ethical. It is a service, but the main idea is to get the better of, to get better than your own competitor and get them out of the job so they could not compete. Applicant takes advantage of opportunity, and also we will add to the threats. So for this reason, dealing with lower prices, with better quality, with better help after the cost, after the sales services, and so on and so forth. So you have to look at the strategy in this way too. The third one, he says, a strategy is a pattern. The strategy should always be considered in terms of the strategy outcome. If we have a strategy, if we have developed a strategy, what would be the outcome? This is a very important question. It is very much compatible with quality, because we are talking about the outcome. What the outcome of the strategy is. Strategy can be planned, but the outcome may not be what was expected. Later we look at it. The world, ladies and gentlemen, is not solid. It's not static. Every single day something changes. Imagine nobody is going to buy leak for hospitals. Nobody is going to buy a telex for any organization. You will find it updated because pace of science and technology is too fast that possibly within less than 10 to 15 years we will not have, in most part of the world, we will not have taxi drivers, we will not have bus drivers, and all of them with your app in your mobile can call them and they come there to take you without a driver. I was writing a book recently, and he was saying that the countries will suffer a lot because they do not have retraining, and we should not forget those who are at adult age, training them much more difficult than a young man or a kid. Therefore, this thinking of the pattern is a very future thinking and kind of visionary outlook. So, when you look at it as a pattern, you don't think that the world is not at this dynamic, changes to happen. Imagine just the doctor talking to each other today. Say 30 years ago, nobody could believe that. Now there is no visa talking to you and no any difficulty with the help of, with Julia today, who did a good job and then connected us together. The fourth thing is a strategy as a feature. The strategy is intended to locate or fit a business within its environment and deciding on what position to adopt. So from now on, if you are developing a strategy, we should have enough statistics and enough data to say, for example, I have manufacturing organization in Gaza, for example, and at the present time I have 1% of the market share. And now what I have to do to make 2%, 3%, or 50%. So organization, a strategy will tell us how to succeed. And that is when look at it by acquisition. Acquisition may be a niche, just a market, providing low cost, distinctive products, like what it was 30 years ago. Sometimes lighters come outdated. Let me take an example. If we just look at 30 years ago, 25 years ago, even 20 years ago, and it said, I have a car which has got GPS. If you look at our car, that be high tech, something that it could really help guide you driving. But what about now? Now, lighters of yesterday becomes a commonplace, a very important thing today. So most of our cars have got GPS, and even you can buy GPS, especially for example, dirhams for $20, $10, even cheaper. So these are when we find a niche in the market and want to give it thinking about we add the lighters, but these lighters goes and will become out of date. For this reason, strategy is the only way out of these problems. The fifth P is it can be defined as phenomenology and culture. We're trying to elaborate a little bit on the organizational culture, which is a very important part of any organization. It says that the phenomenology and culture of an organization. As a person has got personality and it is basically following their culture, the same thing organizations are. When you look at, for example, a call like Nextstep, you say that, okay, this belongs to the Japanese company, blah, blah, blah. And that is a good call because the culture of the organization is good, they are hard to and so forth. So, if you look at the dimensions of a corporate culture, like personality and culture, that would be the fifth key of our structure. The starting is welcome you that heard the organization and you organizational culture was the same as organization of people. For example, in the Middle East, two majors in Arabic, they have the same religion and they believe are shaking and even the families living here between 2 or 3 countries. But each country has got its own culture, and this is very distinctive. So any organization has got culture. There is a group called DNA of leadership. Each leader going to out its DNA, not into the DNA of behavior, the way work. The work has 2 different components. Leaders are in charge of creating the organizational culture. And that is a very important part because if a leader does not develop an organizational culture, what will happen? An organizational culture will be developed, and we don't know if it will be good or be bad. And the first person who suffered from that culture is there. So organizational culture is like a filter of and filter of discrimination, orientation, should be embedded in the organizational culture of the corporate or any organization. The strategy is effective, like think. I will just start with the surface. We have not talked about that part particularly yet. So, I'll just briefly tell you about Henry Mintzberg. He is a Canadian academic, and he is, I think I've got many books on the strategy. The most famous one is Theory of the Strategy for Henry. So, first I will quickly go to the film of 6 Blind Men. I've heard of that. He was a blind man, 6 blind men, and basically were touching an elephant. One of them, for example, touched the tail. And then they asked him about an elephant. He described something an elephant in what. The other one, the trunk, touched the trunk over here. So we are in the same boat. We have to look at the way that starts, because there are many schools out of strategy and schools of strategy, and if you want to use one of them and implement one, you have to check which one will fit for us. So now we will go to the strategy management, but before we go on deeply, we have to know our vision, we have to know our vision, we have to know our goals, and also objectives. Later we'll talk about objectives and goals, and we'll say how important they would be if you want to develop our own strategy and then manage it later. In American books, goals are written as purpose. So, goal and purpose are the same thing. Objectives in British English and American English upon a strategy are exactly the same. So the second thing is we assess the environment. We'll talk about the assessment of the environment that we are discussing here. Then we'll look at appraising the organizational capabilities. We do the strategy, we implement it, and have to evaluate it. Evaluation and strategy. So let's see what the mission is. We're hunting at vision and we're on quite a strategy for an organization. It is a special task given to a person or a group or an organization. So this is basically the definition of academic definition of mission. So simple and straightforward. Write a mission statement. A mission statement, I have seen many mission statements, particularly in healthcare. And they are either 1A4, they are really kind, they are either half a. And this is basically tremendously wrong. A mission should be so crunched that every single person, right from the CEO of the organization, up to the gatekeeper, up to the cleaner, should remember the mission statement clearly and very, very vividly connects the mission of the organization. When we are developing our mission, we have to look at three things. What is exactly done? Second, how that is done? And thirdly, for whom it is done. These three criteria are very, very important. And all of us, all the staff, juniors, seniors, middle management, rank file workers, road workers, everybody should relate to it. We should not write something very romantic which has no relationship with the people that they be. It should be eye-catching. It should be a kind of slogans. It should be a kind of statement or phrase that people get hope from it. They are motivated to work. I have seen, for example, missions in a small clinic. He said, our mission is to change the healthcare of a human being. What a long shot. It's just a small clinic wants to change the health of the mission. So these are absolutely nonsense statements. We have to be very, very clear, very punched, up to the mark. The quote that I always use, I say, take the bull by the board. You have to get exactly what you are doing. Providing health care to mothers and toddlers. Mothers and clinic to mothers and children. Very, very clear, very short, and everybody can relate to. We should not claim that I want to provide health care for the whole world and so on and so forth. These are all nonsense. Therefore, three important things: what is exactly done, how it is done, for whom it is done. That's it, as simple as that. So, as we defined in the beginning, we have to find actually what the strategy is and what is not. Let's say, but there are some limitations. So this is the Microsoft mission. Computer on every desk and in every home, all running Microsoft software. Very, very clear. It gives a lot of hope. It says what is done, and this is basically universal. We can say providing tertiary education or professional education on Leeds Academy for the people of Gaza, passionately, high quality, and effectively. What we are doing it. How we do it? We do it in high quality, we do it passionately, and these are the things that is defined in our mission. Therefore, I am sure if you look at many of the missions of organizations, you can see about 3-4 paragraphs, and then if you ask them what is exactly your mission, they cannot verbalize it because it's very difficult to remember every single word. But for the people in Microsoft, it's possible to remember this. This is basically Google Vision, organizing world information and make it universal and useful. How they do it, what they do it, or who they do it. Very, very simple. This is Google. Compared to one of the small clinics or an organization with 6 people, I'm sure they have written many, many, many sentences. What's our vision? So that was for a strategy we needed to develop a vision, which is done and implemented. What about vision? Vision is our design future, what we hope to be in the future. When we say what is desired for the future, does not mean something really dramatic and romantic so that nobody could even think of it. One clinic with 4 people, 4 doctors, 3 nurses, and 2 administrators, and 1 janitor gave me their vision, and they said, want to be #1 in the Middle East. So huge and long shot. So this vision is not acceptable. Okay, we said that what desired into in the future, but it does not mean that something cannot be materialized. Vision is so important. Vision should be implemented and could be seen. After say 15 years, if somebody sat down and asked the CEO of an organization that we have claimed this, but unfortunately you have not reached it, this means failure. So, vision is something which is designed for the future, but it should be definitely implemented after, say, 50 years and 50 years. These are the vision statements. What outlines what the company wants to do, as simple as that. But it should be a kind of slogans. It should give a kind of good feeling. Imagine John F. Kennedy said, within a decade, we'll put a man on the moon. And he did. That was the vision he designed. That was the vision he developed. And NASA basically did it. So, when we are talking about a vision statement, we have to be very clear and write down something which is doable. Look at the good specification of a good vision. It's basically concentrated on the future, it's not for today. Today is the mission. It is a sort of inspiration. It inspires people when they read it. And it should be a clear decision-making criteria. This decision-making criteria, in other words, the leader should know that he is moving toward this vision in the categories of plans is the highest in any organization. The strategy is the second. Then we go with the goals and the objectives, and the objective will be defined. So therefore, we have designed and we have developed and learned how to do the mission, how to have the vision, and gradually go to the values. So the other thing which I just did not mention here is basically vision should be doable. Therefore, we have to avoid those statements which are not doable and which are totally out of reach. Okay, which comes first? Usually, we look at the organization. If it is an ongoing organization and it's functioning already, it's better to put the mission first. If the organization is brand new, we usually put the vision. So, if you look at an organization which has got the vision as first, we know that this organization is brand new and they have started jobs recently. This is John F. Kennedy famous statement, and so one important thing, ladies and gentlemen, is mission and vision are not static. Our mission can change. Imagine we are developing spare parts for cars. Suddenly, this is basically our main group of spare parts for cars, for Lexus, Gallant. So this is our mission. After looking into this strategy, found out that we are doing well, making enough money, and are going to start assembling, having assembly lines for certain cars. Our mission will no longer covers only the spare parts. It's true that use the spare parts put together to be assembled for the car. Now, things basically on room for assembly line for cars. So therefore, the mission of the organization and must be so the mission is dynamic. The same thing is mission change with. If you are, for example, we're just doing the polarization, and kill, sell properly and sell now, but in our go produce more daily products with the ice cream and so on and so forth. So therefore, the organization. Therefore, mission and vision both are not static, independent situation. And that our vision and then change our vision. There is something from the German language, from Japanese language, Japanese culture. It says vision without action is a dream. So you can sit up, have a cup of coffee, and say, well, I want to be a millionaire. You have a vision to be a millionaire, fine, feel good. But you are not going to be a millionaire if you are not acting. So the action is very important. Mission is related to vision. This is fine, it's harmless if you say I want to be a millionaire and you don't do anything, you do it. But action without vision is a nightmare. It's definitely a nightmare. If you act without having a clear vision. For this reason, you have to know that vision is very important, and before any action, before creation of any mission, you have to have a vision. What about values? Mission, vision and values, I'm sure you have seen on hospitals, organizations, manufacturing and all this. The definition of values are how a person actually behaves. It's a very, very important statement, ladies and gentlemen, because I may not be a team worker at all. In other words, I may be anti-team working personality. But if the values of my organization is team working, by no means I can just bend the rule. I have to learn how to do team working, and I have to be a team worker. Otherwise, I have to be penalized. And it should be a penalty for me. Therefore, the attitude of people, which is the production of the bringing up and experiences during lifetime, should be put away. So personal attitude cannot rule an organization. The values of the organization should rule people, and that is very important. Therefore, values are defined as how a person actually behaves. If we say we are transparent, we must be transparent. When we say customer-centered, we must be customer-centered. Otherwise, it's a very empty slogan. Specifics on values, first of all, we have to try to find 5 to 7 values. It's not a good thing to put a long list of values. It's not really a good thing. We should be enduring. In other words, we should be forever. We should be passionate about it. In other words, we have to do it with all our whole heart. And if we don't do this, this is not a value. It should be the core beliefs of the organization. Everybody should understand it, everybody should know it, and everybody should be trained to do it. In other words, our behavior in the organization is based on the values. You can create phrases but no paragraphs. This is a very important. We don't want sentences and paragraphs and so on and so forth. You can say a phrase, say for example, mutual respect to all workers of all levels of responsibility. This is a phrase, but we cannot write a long essay about the values. In addition to this, we have have to make it specific, not generic. When I say make it specific, if there are two hospitals, one of them is working for the charity and one is working for the Ministry of Defense or the Armed Forces, we have to have two different values. When we are looking at the hospitals which are working for charity, it is totally different. All service, passion, looking after people, poor people, and so on and so forth are the values. But in an organization which is serving soldiers, the values are really different because the customers are totally different. An organization which belongs, for example, NGOs, is from the organization or basically a government organization. It needs to be shared. In other words, everybody at all levels of the organization, they have to know that by heart, and they should know how they have connected. Then we can see traces in the mission. If you say combining education, passionately, professionals as part of your mission, you can see the traces of that in your mission, and you can find it in your values. So just this is basically what the values, mission, vision, and goals and objectives will look into. We talk about monitoring strategy. So when we are developing our roles, what is intended by people when we put that content into university media development? This is what I intend. But when I go ahead, I do have the issue that I not responsible. Therefore, none that of that. And what would be left is delivering is that what I can do, what I should do. However, as we go along, like this system, the environment is not static, it is dynamic all the time. So there are many strategies may emerge and we want to accept it as our own strategy. So at the end, we started with definitely a very framed, intended strategy, but when we reach to the end, what we are doing is realize a strategy. That is what exactly is doable for us, and we'd like to do it. This is another form of the strategy that it grows and comes from the unrealized strategy. I said that what is unrealized strategy is that the strategy refers to an abundant part of the intended strategy. Some part we cannot do, we leave it, and later we have to correct our strategy. As I said, we have to change. Now, quickly we look at the 10 school of strategy by Hassan Lynchburg. Its first one is design, school of design, then school of planning, and positioning school, entrepreneurial school, cognitive and learning school, power school, cultural school, environmental and configurational school. Here, when we are we can see some of them very cooling and about. For example, the is not suitable for a college which is running basic education. It should be for example, manufacturing is more, we look after the environment. So just out of this 10, which is listed here, we will look at just one of them which is more suitable for us, and that is crop planning. Crop planning is basically his entire strategy is in the purest manner, is defined and done. So the firm advances towards this planning. In other, it's based on our data, collected data, and putting them together. So we are run by reality. This is what industry is all about. It can work in healthcare very well. It can work in education very well. Imagine that we are establishing a college. We have, for example, 100 students, and now, based on what we have got from the students, what we have had as a feedback for our work, then we will basically plan it, and we'll take back our work when we shape our work. So planning, school planning, which is very much useful for us, based on data. Okay, all the time plan is in trouble, whether the management is to and decision they have to it, and they have to move forward through this plan. So we talked about strategy. We know that strategy will tell us what we want to do in the future. We know that there are important parts of the strategy which are mission, vision, values, and goals for the purpose, and the objectives and how important they are. So now I want to say when we are developing a strategy, we have to learn how to manage it. The strategy and question the question. But management is a process of operating the business on a day-to-day basis and planning for future success. So, in other words, when we develop our strategy and advance it, we have to do this successfully, then implement it successfully, monitor it successfully, validate it successfully. This is another definition, basically the role of the strategic management. We do strategic management for two purposes. Either we want to renew a success. Imagine for example, Leeds Academy or University of Oxford, University of Liverpool, whatever, they have done a good job, meaning their education. They have recruited, say, for example, students as they plan, become successful, and they want, for some reason, they don't expand. They want to repeat for success. This is called snapshot renewal. However, sometimes we want to grow, make our share in the market much more, and we want to get the market. So that is, and sometimes as for in at college and in professional development courses, and suddenly it's diploma courses, training the technicians, train magical, and train master. This is a strategy. So transformation of the strategy management that we do. If you remember we talked about the strategic management of the strategic management has processes. And process, the first process is, as I said, goal and objective. So here I will define basically what is the objective and what is a goal. To define in a very simple form, I'll always give this example. The example is this: I want to be rich. Being rich, my word, and different from building, is very much different from Trump. So therefore, when we are talking about richness, if I get, for example, dollars, I think I am rich. Bill Gates said, I want to be rich, is talking about billions. This can be defined as a goal. But objective in very time, I think my aim of 22, I will buy a £2 million in my bank account. This is an objective. In other words, objective is very well defined, is measurable, it's countable, it is definitely quantitative. But goal is qualitative. When I say I want to be rich, if it is set by a cleaner in an organization, it's very much different compared to somebody who is basically running the organization together. So goals are broad, but objectives are narrow. Goals are general intentions, but objectives are precise. Goals are intended to rich and feel richness. Objectives are tangible. When I say I want to be £2 million, I know what it is. It's tangible. £2 million is tangible. And goals are abstract, is in mind, but objectives are concrete, and you can really see the outcome of it. Goals cannot be validated as such, but objectives can be validated. When we say, I want to be rich to what extent, and what do you call a rich person? So it's not that much measurable. Okay, these two, I think I have to explain this as smarter characters of the report. It should be specific. When we are talking about, so for example, having a share in healthcare, we have a hospital, who is specific. Also for objective, it's specific. We can measure it. When you say, I want to have a bigger share, I would say, what was my last year? That is the objective. When I say I want to have big share, I say it was 2%. Now I want to make it to 3%. It should be acceptable. Acceptability means achievable. So we started from vision, we came to a strategy, and now we are talking about goals and objectives. It should be achievable. It is not important just to talk about it as a dream. It should be doable. So goals and objectives have to be achievable. It should be realistic. We have to look at our pool of resources. We have to look at the tools that we have, and all the things, possibilities that we have. We should be basically realistic. We should be time frame. We say we want to have a bigger share of educated startup within 3 years from 31st of December. Then I say a big clear, and I will say I want 100% fully advocate. This is time in. In addition to this, we should be able to go above that. If it was 100%, then we have to change our vision. And 4, goals and objective goals have to be extended. Also, they have to be rewarding. Rewarding in a sense that we can incentives. Ladies and gentlemen, in incentives for actually development or growth is good. We should remember that for without monetary, in other words, is not only money. Do the other things. Or attached motivation. All mammals, including human beings, needs motivation. But one important thing you have to realize: reward for a junior is very different from a senior. You have a cleaner and you want, for example, done a good job, you will put in $10, $20. You will absolutely have or you have recognized his work as good, and then but if you are dealing with, for example, or a doctor, or a leader, you think, well, you have done a great job, for example, in a court, or one of your professors, you give him $10 better, let's slap out of it. But for a cleaner, you give him $10, he has been applicable, or for a professor. Of that, you can see example of wearing a star on your black coat or on your suit, whatever, as Professor Star of the Month, or all floors of the academy or the college will hold one frame in form of the thing. This is Professor of the Month. So this is a reward, that is a reward. Both of them recognition. No, recognition for motivation depends on the background and status of the person. If I want to make it short, I will say motivation and reward is not one size fits all. It's different sizes. Okay, these are the examples, for example, for anatomy. The goal of the book on anatomy, expanding knowledge about human. This is the goal. The objective, learning the name of one human body, as stated in is an objective. So, the first one is quantity. The second one is quantity. So, we developed the process, we had and division, and then values, goals and objectives. Now we are going to talk about the modeling environment or target analysis, SWOT analysis. S for strength, W for weaknesses, O for opportunities, and T for breadth. So let's take an example for a college. We look at a strength. What kind of faculty we have, what kind of program we have, what kind of cooperation we have with bigger organization, what kind of accreditation we have, and so on and so forth. The strength and the weakness both are internal matters. We look at our, for example, faculty staff to say, oh, they have at least 5 years experience, they have been successful, and so on and so forth. So these are all our strengths. We look at your weaknesses, for example. You say the project we have is not covered, have always problems. We cannot buy a better chair, we cannot get refreshment, and so on and so forth. So strength and weaknesses both are within our organization. Threat and opportunity. I'll take again the example. We say that another college outside the Greenville 2 years and are going to operate within 2 years. Okay, this is a threat. So threat is from outside. The same thing, we look at the environment. There are 2 other colleges. There are bigger than us. The number of schools are less. The number of faculty staff are less. Their quality is not as good as ours, as they have big courses, but they are short, and so on and so forth. So for this reason, you have to look at the future. You have to know that opportunities and threats are coming from outside, not from within the city. Now, the strength is a positive thing. SWOT analysis, that is the strength and the weakness and the opportunity and threat. The 2 upper bodies are basically an organization, and the 2 below are outside the organization, leading that education. What about strategic formulation? The process goes on. We have to formulate our strategy and basically plan in the form of strategic planning. Usually for 3 to 5 years, we have to formulate it. If you look at this formulation, we have the factor condition. We have firm strategy, structure, and rivalry, who is against us, who is our competitor, and how we can knock him down. And then the demand conditions, where there is a demand in the environment, there is not and related industries, influenced by very men. So, in both of them, chance and government are 2 very important things. I explained for 2018, the British campaign is now a month, and every sale has to be 5% of that. And it's goes to government. So, government, by putting policies, applying a very important tax, sometimes, for example, war happens and many people get millionaire because they get involved, they supply the war machines, and they will become a millionaire. So sometimes, for example, the government decided that everybody should have, every nurse has to get global expertise and train. So what happens in David? There is a chance for that. Government are taking chance in that environment. implementation of that. As I said, the highest level of the strategy you have to think of is vision. Then, when we did the vision, have to, based on the vision that we have developed the strategies. And in addition to the strategy, basically the implementation of accountability, and we put deadlines, we do projects, and the projects are owned and so on and so forth. Then all of them, we have to make sure that on time of developing vision and monitor to the end of the job. So things are implemented. If you want to talk about implementation, we need about 16 hours. But just this is scratching the surface and introducing a strategy that they focus on strategy. There is a Japanese terminology I want to bring it to your attention. It says a strategic planning process designed to ensure that objectives, goals, vision, mission, all of them are communicated within the organization. Here, what I want to do is Oshinkani, which is a Japanese terminology. If you want to turn it into a very simple word, we say communication and buy-in. Communication and buy-in are very, very important. Communication is not the glue which attaches all and every component of the strategy within the organization. And buy-in is basically getting everybody involved. Buy-in policies are very, very important. Ladies and gentlemen, they say 150 years ago, somebody called Frederick Taylor, he developed an idea of scientific management. Scientific management was after the Industrial Revolution. When the Industrial Revolution happened, what we basically invented many machines. We produced a lot, and we needed a lot of supplies. All the factories were working, we needed coal. So, scientific management was developed. The idea of Frederick Taylor was not actually, he didn't study management, he was a mining engineer. He said, we will work with carrots and a stick. In other words, we will reward you if you work better than what you are expected, and punish you with less than what is expected. If you quota, this is called quota system. The quota says you have to take, for example, 150 grams of coal in 1 day. If you did that one, you got your salary, which was, say, for example, 5 shillings. If you did 160, then you can get maybe half a shilling more. And if you do 170, you get 1.5 shilling because you are producing enormous amount extra to your quota. But what about if you did 140? You will be punished. Then they will deduce some money from your salary. And after that, again deducing more, so that if you did, for example, 50 grams of coal, you had no salary at all. So the issue was not motivation, it was mainly based on the punishment. So punishment is a myth, it doesn't work, particularly nowadays. In the 21st century, what we have to think of and what we should implement is encouraging people to do work. That is called buy-in. In other words, everybody in the organization would feel that he is a part of the organization. One of the important things for buy-in is induction or orientation programs. Any organization, more than 3, has to have an orientation program so that when a newcomer comes, he will get some training to find out who is his boss, what is his job description, who he has to report, if he has any grievance or concern, how he should express it, and what is the mission, what is the vision, the jobs, and all the policies related to his job. So, induction or orientation program is a very important step for any organization more than 3, so that they could buy doing people. They involve people, and that is part of pushing economy. So pushing economy works with communication and marketing. We need these 2 successful organizations. So we talked about asset management, but I want to tell you that there are differences strategic planning and strategic management. Strategic planning, if I want to put it in a nutshell, it is about future. Planning is about future. A strategic plan is about now. What we do is strategic management. Keep a strategy in mind and basically make sure that everything goes on the right track. But planning has got an element of future attached to it. Some planning is for future, but it's not management for right now. These are differences between the 2. What about the last part of that? Evaluation and control. I have put the word control in red because unfortunately in some cultures controls mean showing superiority, showing dominance, showing power to other people who are below them. But in reality nowadays control means making sure that things are on the right track. This is the definition of it. Therefore, when we evaluate, in other words, when we measure progress and we know that it is not on the right track, so we control it. What we do, make sure that we bring it back to the rate, and that is the control. So I wanted to define this word because it's very important in a strategic management. So progress needs to be evaluated. Progress from time that we develop a vision, it has to be evaluated, and it is something going on. It's not something that it stops. It is an ongoing policy. Objectives determine progress. So when I say, for example, I want to increase my intake of students from 140 to 210 in 2020, so this determines your progress. Outcome needs to be assessed. What is the outcome? If I train 200 people or 300 people in a year, I should know what they think about the quality of work, and I should find out how they feel about the whole organization. So it needs to be assessed. So decide if the plan is still valid. I told you that the strategy is very important. Not a single person can change it. It should be a decision, a team decision, but we have to do it every 6 months to find out whether still our strategy is valid. And changes can be made based on the environment outside, based on realities, and based on the changes that are made within the environment. And lastly, evaluate at least once a year. Every 6 months is a perfect time for evaluation and for making sure that it's on. But every year, definitely happens. Okay, just one little thing regarding the evaluation. We can evaluate things through 3 tools. One is called KPIs, one is called scorecard, one is called benchmark. Benchmarking is a very simple thing because we measure our progress and our performance with the best in the market. So a college goes for the best college outside its territories or within the territories, and then they make a sort of comparison. That is benchmarking. For balanced scorecard, it is looking at 4 basically part of the organization: marketing, finance, HR, and then the progress of that. But it needs a training of 2 weeks. The easiest one is KPI, or key performance indicators. We put indicators, we develop indicators based on the formula of A's. It should be action-based, it should be important. Regarding the importance, I would say if you're, for example, you have a college, then you can send somebody to have a list of the cars which are white or which are Lexus or Mercedes or whatever, and then report it back to the quality department. But what is the use of this? Therefore, it should be an important thing. If I know that people coming to my college, the majority of them are French speakers, so I have to gradually find out from where I can find some courses in French for them. If they are studying, for example, management or leadership or infection control, but they are French speakers, so based on the data I have taken, which is action-based, I have collected data, and this data is important. I found out they speak French, for example. Look at a hospital. A hospital may be visited by many people who are Arabic speakers, but at the same time they speak Hindi. So it's better to employ doctors who speak Hindi and also put the signage, all the signage in the Arabic, English, and Hindi. So this is one important measure in KPIs would dictate. So any KPI should be accurate, I should be important, M it should be measurable, and S it should be something. So we can design a KPI for legal activity, for example. We can design a KPI for a hospital. Say in hospitals in the Middle East, maybe men and women are segregated. Therefore, we can create a KPI for the waiting area for ladies. So this doesn't work in America, but in the Middle East it works. So it's based on AIMS, aims you can produce a KPI. However, we can import some KPIs. If it's useful for our organization, we can get it from other organizations outside our Middle East, for example. Measuring KPIs for the progress of education, for example, we have it already. Many universities use it, many colleges use it. Then, based on that KPI, we can design our evaluation of the students. So KPIs is very simple and very doable. I'm sure Mr. Abdelhamadi, Mr. Sulaiman can help out if it is needed because he has a man of KPI. I think the last one was the flow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much Professor Dr. Ferry. Do you have a question? أي أسئلة عندك هنا؟ استفسارات.
If there is any question, I will be more than happy to discuss it.
There is one question by Dr. Mai. She will ask you.
Right?
Thank you, Doctor, very much. I want to ask you about values. Sometimes when I make a strategy planning, and I put the mission and the vision, then I went to values. It needs for me to change again the mission and the vision. I think we must put the values before the mission and the vision, or what you said about that.
Actually, values are very, very important. You develop your mission first, your vision or mission first, and then the vision depends on whether you are new or old. But if you want that mission to be fulfilled, then based on this you develop your values. So values are helpful to make you successful to do your job. So when you do your job well, so your vision will be achieved too. Therefore, mission, vision first, and then based on what you are doing and what you are thinking of future, you develop your values.
Thank you.
Sure.
مين يا جماعة بده يسأل سؤال؟ دكتورة نجمة.
Dr. Najwa, she will ask. She has a question.
Hello, thank you very much, sir. I want to ask, thank you very much. I want to ask that we know that strategy is all the time, long time plan. But I ask, yes, but I ask, what is the suitable range time for the strategy? Is it short time, a long time, mid-term?
Which kind of organization you are? Which kind of organization you are?
Okay. No, I am a lecturer at Gaza University. Yes, MBA, Master of Business Administration.
Fantastic, fantastic. So we are full of relatives too. I think 3 to 5 years for MBA is a good thing to do. 3 to 5 years.
Okay. No, MBA 3 years.
لا مش الدراسة المانجمنت بلان. بلان.
Strategy plan.
Study plan.
MBA with
Yes.
1 to 2 years. It should be 3 to 5 years.
Yes.
Because we want to gain more students, we want to have a better quality and so on and so forth. So the strategic plan is different from the duration of the studies.
Yeah, okay.
So 3 to 5 years, it can cover easily
تفضل تسأل هناك الأخ اللي هنا.
two courses.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you
تعال
very
من هنا
much.
تعال.
بده اياك
اسمعك
تترجم
ايش؟
اسمع.
طب تعال احكي لي السؤال.
في سؤال بالعربي هو بفضل.
There is one more question, but he speaks Arabic. I will read it in English.
جيفري بيعرف عربي.
لا.
ايش اسمك انت؟
Hello. معين الوحيدي. معين الوحيدي. Master Human Rights and Law.
Good, excellent.
الآن أنا بدي أسأله في ظل المتغيرات اللي بيشهدها أي واقع مؤسساتي، هل الخطة الاستراتيجية تخضع لقواعد المرونة ولا هي ثابتة زي على النقيض من التخطيط التشغيلي اللي مرن يتغير تغير الظروف؟
Okay, his question mainly is the strategic plan is flexible or is it solid?
No, strategic planning, 3 to 5 years. The best thing is the project owner has to look into the environment. It is changing at least 6 months, twice a year, have to look at it. Particularly at this time, you have a very changeable environment. No, it's not fixed. It's not the word of God. It can be changed.
ممكن فليكسبل ممكن تغير فيها مرونة يعني. Thank you.
Yes, I'm
Okay, you last. Dr. May has one more question.
Thank you. I want to ask, there is somebody they made or they are talking about electronic strategic programs. Is there electronic strategic programs which helps you to discover your values and discover your mission and vision like this to give you at last the strategic planning which you can only print it and use it on your work? Is there something?
I am writing 3-4 strategic plan every year at least for big organizations, and there is not such a thing. We can talk about some packages, some computer packages which can help us to develop things. But a strategic plan is just a skill and it is a brainy work. That's all.
Yeah.
We don't have something to feed it in and it will give us the answer. No, there is no such a crystal ball available at the present time.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, one more question by engineer Khalid Kassab. Walid Kassab.
Hello, thank you, Doctor, for your time and efforts. Encouraging staff is an important process and an important thing that should be taken in consideration with writing the strategy of a company. And not only KPIs should be considered, also other values and other measurement things should be taken in consideration. And the staff should, as you said, should be as the guy who works in the mine, how many kilograms of coal he gets paid more, not only in a money-wise or money matter or materialized matter, also in other rhythms.
Sure. One important thing which I would like to share with you nowadays, what is scarce in the world is leaders. Proper, well-trained leaders in any industry, they are really, really scarce. For example, if you look at the healthcare is run by doctors. A good surgeon or a good dentist or a good ENT doctor would not make him a good leader. A leadership is a different, altogether skill. So, this reason, if a leader is well educated in leadership, he can tell you whether you have to go for a scorecard or for KPI, or you have to look into the, for example, benchmarking. Yes. It depends on the industry, it depends on the nature of the industry. You have to choose how to evaluate and measure our progress.
Thank you.
So it depends on the nature of the organization.
Yes, yes.
خلينا نعطينا هيك بريف عن بعض الاشياء اللي هو بيعطينا بريف سريع.
حكينا بالاول عنه. حكينا بالمقدمه. ما فيش غيره. Dr. May, she just asked me to brief them about the programs of King Center and the American University, but I mentioned it at the beginning, and I will provide them with a copy of the programs also.
Fantastic.
Dr. Fairy is flexible. If you need that to design any extra program, he will do it, no problem. Anything you like, he can design it. He is a professor in designing programs also. And they
program, we can do the curriculum, and then the curriculum goes to the quality assurance of the university. It takes up to 4 weeks, but we can push it, make it 3 weeks. So when the curriculum is approved by the university, there we go, we are just online.
And hopefully next time we will conduct actual program diploma here, and those gentlemen and ladies, they will attend with us hopefully, inshallah, very soon.
Sure.
And now they prepare for you appreciation certificate, and Dr. May, she will represent it to you right now. And after we close, we will distribute the attendance certificate for the students here. They appreciate your lecture highly.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure, and thank you very much to you, and thanks a great deal to Dr. May for giving me such an opportunity. And I'm very, very pleased that for the first time in my life, I could basically talk to friends who we have been talking about for a very, very long time, and I feel somehow wholeheartedly attached to them, and I wish and pray for them to get out of all these hassles and problems.
Hopefully next time we will meet you in person in Gaza here.
Yeah.
Okay, now Dr. May, she present you this appreciation certificate.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure, and I really I'm thankful to all of you for attending and for organizing.
I will receive it on your behalf, and then I will manage how to send it to you there. Okay?
Thank you very much, Dr. May.
Thank you.
To you and the audience.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And we are very happy today to hear your voice here in Gaza, and we make it live, and all the audience which follow us, they will see this lecture. Thank you very much.
We will send you the link also. Now we will start distribute the attendance certificate. If you would like to stay with us online, you are welcome. If you would like to leave, you are busy man, I know. They are waiting here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear. If you'd like to see the distribution of the certificate for a few minutes, you can watch.
It's right up to you. I'm quite happy.
Okay.
بدنا يا جماعة نوزع شهادات الحضور.
These are the attendance certificate.
عندنا أول شيء الأستاذ الرائع الجميل الأستاذ معين الوحيدي. الله يخليك.
معين الوحيدي. أنا أهتم جالس
أنا بعرف إنه حضرتك صرت وكيل نيابة صح؟
لا
لسه سمعتك ولا لا؟ على الطريق إن شاء الله وكيل نيابة المقبل يا رب إن شاء الله.
بصير نجيب هذا هيك بصير. تعال هنا شوف.
عشان
اوكي.
مبروك مبروك.
طيب يلا صوروا مع بعض.
الصورة هي بتاعه.
يلا دكتورة ماي.
دبوس خليه بعد، خلي واحد ثاني، خلي الدكتور مروان يعمل الدبوس.
مروان هو اللي بيعمل الدبوس.
الدبوس.
تفضل مروان.
روح خليه لك.
ضروري عشان.
They are doing the pinning for them also. They have the leads pen. There is one pen for you. I will keep it with me also.
Thank you, please do.
I will send it to you. Okay.
كل الوقت الله يسلمك. دكتورة شكرا.
الله يخليك الله يبارك في عمرك. تفضل باشمهندس.
This is for engineer.
Right, great. Nice.
صورتي خلاص.
Thank you.
أستاذة ختام منيفي. قالت لكم كلمة وقصيدة امبارح. أول امبارح؟ ليه؟ امبارح
مش محسوب امبارح.
امبارح مش محسوب. برافو.
Thank you, Dr. Feri. Welcome.
She's thanking you. She says poems.
إبراهيم شيء بقول إنه بقول أشعار. إبراهيم حتى برافو. هاي استاذ ابراهيم يلا احكي بالانجليزي. مش كنت بالفلبين؟
كنت بالفلبين بس بلاش بالفلبيني.
اوكي
شكرا دكتورة.
الله يخليك. انا لسه ايوه
ثانك يو دكتور.
الله يخليك.
شوية
ايمن قفه. وانا بدي اعتذر يا جماعه منه كثير لانه امبارح بيوم الاحتفال كان المفروض انه مثلا لو ذكرني انه انا دكتوره مخلص وجاب روبو وجاب شهادته تمام، لكن اجى حضر فانا بدي اعتذر منه كثير. ملحوقه يا ايمن انه دائما نعطيك شهادات. الله يسعدك. بس هو انسان.
مستر جيفري.
برافو. ده تصور على القليلة يا أيمن اليوم، على القليلة. دكتور نجوى أبو رمضان.
دكتور نجوى.
شكرا. Thank you very much.
دكتور سندس قدورة. يلا دكتور ايش بدك تحكي لي؟ ايش بدك تحكي معه؟
Thank you.
سندس قدورة.
I will note from your speech in Gaza Strip the most important point we should balance in between opportunities and challenges.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bravo. هذا رحاب كنعان.
وين راح مروان تخصص الدبابيس؟
وين راح مروان؟ صح؟ شوفي مروان بالله.
لا ايش مروان؟ مروان الرجال شو
للصبايا. نادي عبير. وين عبير؟ ختام. تعي ختام. يلا.
هي ختام.
اوكي.
كذا.
قولي له ثانك يو.
ثانك يو دكتور very much.
برافو عليك.
She was before in UAE. كنت في الامارات.
راحت على الامارات مره.
التقيت انا وبنتي بعد 24 سنه.
She lost her daughter for 24 years, then she found her in Emirates.
In Emirates, yes.
She came from Lebanon. During that war, she lost her daughter for 24 years.
54 شهيد في مجال لبنان.
يعني خلينا نروح نطلع مغنى.
لا هي ختام بتحب.
علي
حلس. النيابة الرائعة.
صوتين.
مستر علي حلس.
He is an officer. Yeah.
How are you?
ايش يعني يا جماعه وكيل نيابه بالانجليزي؟
Prosecutor.
He is a prosecutor.
صورة يا حنين.
رائد.
صورة يا
في غيرك؟
تمام. أستاذ رائد أبو منسي.
ليش
مستر ايكونومي.
بس هذا
عشان انت تشوف. هي انت بتشوف ايش المال.
ببين انا شايف هون قدامي. يجي لنا نشوف الشاشه يعني.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jeffrey. I am finished the master.
Thank you very much.
I am finished the master of economic development and
Amazing.
yes, and I am engineering in the organic agriculture. Organic agriculture.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor.
سلمان تفضل.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Mrs. Salman.
Salman.
سلمان
Oh, Mrs. Salman.
Second Salman.
Thank you, Doctor.
Double Salman. برافو. دكتور ريم عبد الهادي. مريم عبد الهادي أولا ولا؟
لا مش موجودة مريم.
إيه؟
مريم مش موجودة.
يلا.
مبروك.
Good afternoon, Dr. Jeffrey.
Welcome to you.
Reem.
Reem.
Not Mariam.
Reem.
Yeah.
Sometimes Reem is called Mariam is called Reem. So I thought
She is lab technologist. هو مختص في اللابوراتوري. Pathologist. Dr. Fairy is pathologist.
amazing. Many years ago when you were not born, I was in the lab.
I'm happy to see you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's very kind. Have a great day.
الأستاذة سهير. يلا الحزام. الأستاذة سهير. يلا تعالي. ايش بتقول ايش تعرفي؟ She want to ask him about the day of his birth.
Okay. Do you mind?
If you don't mind.
January. 3rd of January 1954.
ايه؟
أول جانيوري 1954. January 1st 1954.
خلاص؟ ثانك يو دكتور. لأنه هي مختصة بالفلك.
الأبراج دكتور.
ايش يعني التعميم؟
دكتور عوض كاندين.
قولي له مختار.
أنا مختار.
أقول لك هذا مختار.
وانت تقول مجتمع ذكور وانت مسكرنا
دكتور عوض. He is a mayor.
And also he's an English teacher.
Retired English teacher. I forgot it. علي انت
عبد الله خضر.
Thank you.
صباح. ناوي يعني؟ قبيلة تتجوز عليها.
Thank you, doctor.
عبد الله خضر. He's a teacher of science for sign language.
Amazing.
احكي له شكرا بلغة الإشارة. دكتور فؤاد عبد ربه.
Thanks, doctor.
Good afternoon.
I am a CPTO. I am happy to see you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's very kind.
دكتور مش مجاله.
عربي.
اوكي.
استاذ ايهاب ابو زيد.
من هنا كان يا بيبو
كم من هنا؟ لا
يلا بس
تفضل.
ثانك يو يا دكتور.
الو مساء ايهاب ابو زيد.
لاعب كرة قدم. ثانك يو يا دكتور.
هلا نعطيك لهم نايم. هلا يعطيك العافية حبيبي.
Good afternoon.
ثانك يو دكتور. هناء ابو شرخ.
Thank you. حنان ابو شمس.
ابو شرخ ولا شرخ؟
ابو شرخ.
شرخ.
هاني بلاطة.
الجندي المجهول.
صار معلوم بطل.
الله يخليك حياك الله. ثانك يو دكتور ثانك يو فيري ماتش.
برافو.
شكرا.
And this certificate for Dr. Suleiman because of all his work and help for us.
He is an asset.
Thank you, Dr. Mike.
Thank you.
She is always appreciating me.
برافو. برافو.
باقي شهادات. هي مهند انا كان
مهند نايف. مهند. يا.
هذا غايب اللي هنا.
مهند يلا مهند. كيلو ايش تخصصك يا مهند؟ Accounting.
He is her nephew.
Accountant and he is an accountant. Are you it?
Come again, please.
Chartered accountant.
Yes, the future.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Jeffrey, very much for all your time which you gave us. Thank you.
Thank you, and we will talk in the evening, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yalla, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
نروح الفصول الجماعية.
ناخذ صورة جماعية برضه.
الصور طالعين بهذا
يا دكتورة.
عشان
ما عملت شيء
لا فاطمة لا صح هلا بس بدنا نايلون يا جماعة بدنا نايلون هذه بدنا نايلون لشهادة البنات لا بدي انا لا انا بدي اخذ لك اياها شكرا يا جماعة نورتوا المكان بعد اذنك يا دكتور
صحيح
طلع هلا هي تروح على لبنان على طول
دخل الحاجه الغيرها يعني كل الصفحه نبدا
لقيت دكتور هو عايش في راس الخيمة ولا بروح بس بيعمل محاضرات؟
هو عايش في راس الخيمه بيعطي محاضرات في دبي وابو ظبي في البحرين في جده والرياض ياسر نفس الاسم كله فاطمه نعم
صح
حنين ورينا صورة انا والاستاذ
يوم الثلاثاء حيدة البلاح
يا دكتور انا بستغرب انه راس الخيمه صار فيها يعني على المستوى العالي، لانه انا كنت عايش في الامارات، اريد الامارات، عشت راس الخيمه لا يقل عن 5 سنين، فانا بستغرب يعني انه صاير في مستوى زي هيك في راس الخيمه. بعرف انا
فيها جامعات الان وفيها،
بعرف في دبي اوكي، بعرف في عجمان فيها
هو
جامعه.
المركز دراسي الخيمه في الفري زون في المنطقه الحره، بس الدراسه كلها في ابو ظبي في الامارات وفي جده والدمام.